started with setting up your machine. To do that, we need to pull out everything that's in the box. When you open the top lid, you're going to find some important documentation. In here, you're going to find your step-by-step user's guide, your warranty information and registration details, and your Premiere Plus 2 introductory software activation code. It's a good idea to write this code on the inside front cover of your user's guide for future reference. It's important to note you do not need the software to operate this machine. Underneath the paperwork, you will find your hoop and your accessories. Underneath that, you'll find your machine, power cord, and your embroidery unit. Take them out of the box and remove excess plastic, sticky tape, and foam that have kept your machine safe whilst travelling. Take your embroidery arm and turn it over. Underneath you'll find a red travel clip. Squeeze the two sides together and remove. Make sure your machine's turned off before you attach the embroidery unit. To do that, place the machine on a flat surface. Place your embroidery unit on a flat surface beside it. Through the slot on the machine and slide gently into place. If your machine is lined up correctly, it will just click in like so. To remove the embroidery unit, there's a handle underneath the arm on the left-hand side, and you just need to squeeze that towards you and then release the embroidery arm. First thing we need to do is plug in the power cord. That goes into the socket down the bottom right-hand corner of the machine. From there, we want to turn the power on. The machine will take a few minutes just to calibrate and get itself ready. You'll hear it make a rather unusual sound if you've never heard a machine calibrate before, but be aware that this is normal. To wind a bobbin, take your spool pin and move it to the vertical position. Take your bobbin fill, place the spool over the spool pin, move the thread underneath the guide, and then come from the left-hand side of the tension disc, ensuring that the thread clicks into place. Put it through the guide, and then in your bobbin, you'll notice there is a little cutout section just here. Thread the bobbin fill up through the cutout. Give yourself enough to hold on to. Place the bobbin onto the bobbin spindle and twist until it goes all the way down. Then push the bobbin to the right. Now your bobbin motor is engaged. Hold the thread with your right hand, and then on the screen display you'll notice that there's a new window that's popped up, and that indicates the speed of the bobbin wind. Take it to approximately half. You can slide that left or right according to how fast or slow you need the bobbin wind to be. Take it to about half, then press play whilst continually holding on to the bobbin fill. After a few winds, you can then take a pair of scissors, trim off that excess thread, press the play button again, and let the bobbin finish winding. You'll notice the machine slow down. Simply press the stop button on the screen, and then you'll see that the bobbin has completed its wind. Press the bobbin to the left, lift, and on the right-hand side you'll notice there's a blade. Cut off your thread and your bobbin has been wound. To insert the bobbin, take the bobbin cover, slide towards you and remove. Put your bobbin in the P position, or so that when you take your bobbin thread off, it's going to wind in an anti-clockwise direction. We're then going to drop the bobbin into the bobbin case. The thread come around, hold the finger on the bobbin so it stops unwinding. Ensure that the thread goes through and you can hear it click. Bring your thread up and over the top and then down and trim in this section here. Place the bobbin cover back on To begin the threading process, we're going to take our embroidery thread, place it onto the spool pin, then attach a spool cap onto the end. That will stop your spool from spinning off. Next, take your thread and place it behind the metal guide at the top. From the back to the front, down underneath the white guide, and then up and behind the plastic section here. Take the thread down through the tension area, underneath the guide, back up and over the top, ensuring that the thread goes into the take-up lever inside the machine. Continue to bring the thread down through this section and then behind the guide at the top of our needle. At the needle, lower your presser foot to give you more area to work with. From here, lower the needle threader down using your left hand and swing so that the thread guide here moves towards the needle. Place underneath the left-hand side of the needle threader, then place the thread through the grooves you can see on the needle threader. There's a little piece of wire that is hooked and will come from the back of the needle, and that will pull our thread through to the back. When you release your needle threader, also release your thread, and that will form a loop at the back of your needle where you can then pull the thread through and your needle is threaded. After the needle has been threaded, take your thread up to the left-hand side, taking the thread from front to back, lay over the blade and cut the thread off. That thread is now at length ready for embroidery.